How to set proper expectations with clients in a changing market. Welcome, everyone. It's Derek.
And I'm Demo, and we're going to talk about that today. Welcome to the Real Estate Game Plan Podcast, where we bring you inspiration, actionable steps, and knowledge to build your game plan to take your real estate business to the next level. My name is Demo.
And I'm Derek, and we are licensed real estate brokers and your hosts for this podcast. Let's get started. I'm going to let you go ahead and jump off first, Demo, with this if you want to.
Yeah.
And I know you have some really good thoughts on this.
Yeah, I think, number one, what we've come up with is know the numbers. There's data everywhere, especially in real estate. You can dissect it any way you want, but the easiest thing to do is jump right into the MLS, pull your absorption reports. If you're listing a specific property or looking to list a specific property, running a full CMA on that property. But knowing those numbers, those are your two biggest advocates. Those are your two biggest helpers when you are looking for where do I price this home or help guide, to price this home. What's going on in the neighborhood, the area, that school district? What are the trends? Many months of supply are on the market? All of those things should go into an accurate, picture for the seller where you're helping that client and bringing those reports with you to help that seller. And so pull those numbers, know the data. It changes all the time. So, run it the day you're going to go out, the day before you're going to go out, whatever it is, but make sure it's current. Make sure that you know what it means so that you can accurately talk to your client about it. And we have some great videos at solidsourcechannel.com on how to read those reports, how to run those reports. So, definitely visit there if you need that. But first thing, is knowing the numbers. Very critical.
Yes, and the absorption report is amazing. And in most MLSs, I know in FMLS, there are so many different reports that you can pull. You can pull, of course, a monthly report that they are going to publish, but you have a lot of options in terms of creating your own reports. And don't be afraid to pull weekly reports, especially when we are in a changing market for sure. And I also want to bring up listing activity in the community because I'm a big fan of not only the consumer, the seller, or buyer receiving, for example, when a new listing hits the market, maybe when there's a price reduction, a property goes pending, certainly when a property is sold.
Yeah.
And you can also receive those as the agent as well, but it's so powerful for buyers and sellers. And maybe it's a community where recently a couple of homes have had a price reduction. Maybe it's due to a changing market. And if the seller sees that, you don't necessarily have to directly be the bearer of that, oftentimes perceived as bad news,
Sure.
but they can see it directly from the source themselves. So that can be a really good tool.
Yeah. Very, very good example, Derek. And again, our whole goal here is as agents to be able to educate our clients, right? Keep them up to date. What's happening in the neighborhood, the area, not only from the numbers, but then number two, with the listing activity, the actual things that are happening with homes in real estate being sold, brought to market, closed, all of those things. So setting them up through MLS and letting them know you're going to set them up, right? That's an added advantage to being able to work with you because not every agent will do that. Not every agent will pull the numbers and reports like we talked about in number one. So, number one, run the reports. Number two, send out that listing activity.
Yes.
And then our number three is knowing the economic factors. When you're buyer or seller watches TV, reads the news, wherever their source is, and they see mortgage rates are up or down, the economy's doing inflation or deflation, whatever the news story is, it really, it doesn't matter for this topic because what you want to do is take that information and filter it through what is the benefit or the negative for them in real estate. Obviously, you would want to focus more on the benefits because that's whatever they're looking to do, buy or sell. Hey, it's a great time to buy because interest rates are, low or projected to go higher. And you told me you need to be in that home before, September. Well, the projection is the interest rates are going to go higher after September. So now would be a better time to lock in a rate, right? So it could be bad news in the future, but you're taking what's happening today and taking their specific situation and guiding them. So, economic factors is our number 3.
Absolutely, because those talking points are going to help you have those conversations with them, also kind of help you prepare for how they may be feeling, because if interest rates are going up, that buyer may be a little more likely to be discouraged depending on their situation. If prices in the neighborhood are going down, that weekly meeting, if you're having weekly meetings or whatnot with your sellers, I know a lot of you are, they may not be feeling quite as upbeat that particular week. So it helps you as well.
Yeah. And the bonus tip of this episode is just what Derek said, having that meeting with your client. Hopefully it's face-to-face, but when you're at that listing appointment, letting them know every Wednesday at 2 p.m., you said that works best for you, then we'll have an update on what's happening in the activity of your home in the neighborhood. We'll go over all the numbers, talk about any ideas that maybe we need to implement. So great suggestion. That's the bonus tip for this episode. So 3 things: know the numbers, send out the listing activity, keep your client informed, and then economic factors, keeping a pulse on that. I'm Demo.
I'm Derek.
Thanks for watching. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
You've been listening to the Real Estate Game Plan podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube and leave us a 5-star review on your favorite podcast platform. Thank you for listening.